question regarding acceptance versus, okay, creating what you want. You can only go towards what you really want once you're coming from acceptance. Or you can, go in these ups and downs, and the journey is much more, there. First of all, there's going to be a constant projection of a journey, and happiness will always be on the other side. And it will have a lot more sorts of friction that you will suffer. So first, I would like to say that acceptance is the only way to be. Even logically. Right now, the mind that is making you believe that it's so logical to constantly figure out or resist the situation, figure it out, find a solution through thoughts, project a future, think about the future. It is right now, this is the illusion of, oh, this is what is logical. But once you actually see through this, right, as we are speaking on the call right now, and even if you just have to trust in the beginning that, that's fine. But ultimately, through practice, this deepens. But ultimately, it is more logical to recognize that life is here. And what is happening it is already here. It is happening. There is no other thing to do rather than just to accept it for what it is right now. We're not talking, right? The moment we talk about 5 minutes or tomorrow, or like, you're already in mind again. You're in time. In this moment, when your attention is deeply rooted in this moment, not occupied by the contents of this moment or the interpretations of this moment, but simply the recognition of your own being and just fully being here. Having your attention here. For you, that in those moments, there is no time, there is no problem. And in that space, the only logical thing is to accept what is right now. From that space, and it's cool because we actually had this conversation, I think on this post, acceptance versus creating what you want. Whereas these two things don't contradict each other. So let's just say that there's a super unpleasant experience here. There's even pain here. Let's just say physical pain here. Acceptance of that simply means that you're simply letting it be as it is for this moment, without interpreting it, without trying to change it just for this moment, without trying to touch it, without trying to do anything to it, just simply allowing yourself to be with it as it is. Now, if this unpleasant experience, right? Nobody wants unpleasant experiences. That's fine. If you're coming from acceptance of just letting it be what it is, action can unfold. Like, you can take action on taking the pain away, or becoming more healthy, or whatever it may be, whatever the journey, and that will be inspired through you, right? You'll have ideas, you will have certain inspirations what you need to do in order to move towards a more pleasant situation, or whatever it may be, like your goal or whatever. Now do that process through acceptance. Before, the entire journey is fueled by a constant need to escape the now. Now be fully in the now and go on this journey. So what does that mean? How to go towards go towards what you want, but again and again, in this moment, allow what is to be as it is. And as things are unfolding, whatever is unfolding, allow it to be as it is for that moment. So you're not giving up on anything. You're not doing it, like, you're simply just, continuing to. So we come back to reality transurfing because there's very, very simple examples in there that really resonate deeply. Simply just taking steps in the direction of your goal, whatever you want, while fully being in acceptance of this current moment, being empty of resistance, being empty of judgments on this moment. The simple recognition, oh, this is unpleasant, that's fine. That is different than resisting and wishing it was different, all that, that sort of attitude. And when we're going, just taking one step in front of the other in the direction of our goal, in acceptance, allowing what is to be what it is right now, then moment by moment, right? Like there's just true fulfillment, acceptance, happiness right here. You will see that happiness is it's not so far attached from acceptance. Acceptance is like all really, really aligned and attached with these other qualities called peace, happiness. They are not separate from it. So these start to color your inner experience. And soon they also are reflected in the outer experience. So how we always say that, if you're not happy now, you will not be happy when you achieve your goal. Why? It's because that same sort of resistance that the mind has to what currently exists. And you're constantly, being in your mind. Even when the situations rearrange themselves and now it's something that you did want, even in that the mind will find a problem. Because the root, like the resistance hasn't been solved. It is not seen through. So this, like you can say, it purifies your journey. And it dissolves the suffering. You can be in pain, but you don't have to suffer that pain. You can be in an unpleasant situation, but you don't have to suffer that unpleasant situation. The situation is what it is. The suffering is a mental attitude. So you ask, if you truly accept, it will start to change. If you truly accept, you're fully letting go of it needing to change. So here's another thing. If you're only doing the acceptance teaching, okay, just so my circumstances finally change, is that true acceptance? Or is it not? So for this, you will really have to challenge the identity that you are clinging on to, that wants to be, like, it wants that pleasant experience. It wants to chase the good and avoid the bad. And you won't want to let it go, right? Because you're like, but damn, like, it's so much energy invested in that, so much sense of self invested in that. But this one can never accept. This one has rigid definitions of what is good, what is bad, what is positive, what is negative. In order to be in acceptance, we must let go of this. Let go of being a somebody. Let go of, so to be in true acceptance of something, you can ask yourself the question, right? Like, would I be, if this feeling right here, like whatever feeling it may be, unpleasant feeling, am I okay if this lasted forever? Once you can answer confidently yes, then you're in total acceptance. And you will see that this acceptance doesn't have a somebody at the heart of it. This acceptance doesn't have a need for something to change. That is true acceptance. However, that is the acceptance that ultimately changes the experience. So it's so paradoxical, and you will see these sorts of paradoxes everywhere in this journey.